tell me how I am obsessed with this book. The angst in this book. Oh, I'm dead. I am so dead. Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with another episode of Battle of the Booktube Besties. It has been a couple months since I did my last one, but that's because November and December have been so busy for me, but it is the last week of December, and I'm so excited to be doing Sam from Sam Reads a Little next. Sam is very hard to please, so I feel like the books she picked have a high chance of me giving all 5 stars. One of them had me worried. I'm like very nervous about one of the ones she picked. She even put in parentheses, trust me, next to the one she picked for me, but I love Sam so much, and I have a feeling Sam might come out the winner so far. So far, I just checked my last one. I will link them down below. So far, I've done Tori and McKay, and I saved Sam for next because Sam, I knew, was probably going to recommend this one, and she was going to recommend a couple other ones that I knew were probably going to be 5-star reads that I had saved for other vlogs, so I couldn't let her pick those. But for her first book, she chose for me to read House of Sky and Breath, and I have not yet read this, but I am at the place now where I can because I finally reread book 1, and her and Tori had just read this right before I met them both for the first time in Nashville, and so they got there a day before me because I had like a whole travel snafu because I was going to LA and then I had to fly home and then drive to Nashville, and it was just like the craziest weekend of my life. But I was staying with them and they had to like get it all out before I got there to talk about it, but I do know what happens in the end. I am aware of a big twist that happens. Ugh, it's a little stiff. I feel like I should have looked at, I went to the Barnes & Noble sale today for their 50% off hardbacks, and I was tempted to look at this because I think they republished it to be thinner. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they only republished book 1 to be thicker. I like the pages of book 1 better. This one just feels thick and stiff, but I am excited to read this. I loved book 1. I'm not going to do any spoilers in this video. I'm just going to share my thoughts of how I feel, but this is very long. It is currently December 27th, and it is my goal to finish this video before the 31st, so we'll see if I do. But the next one I thought was going to be this one, but she did choose me an Elsie Silver to read, and I realized I'm missing an Elsie Silver book in my collection, and she took the People covers down, and like I like the new covers, but am I gonna have the only one not the People covers be this one? So it's not this one, though. I was reading the back of this and I was like, this sounds really good. But the one she wants me to read is a photo finish. So this one is book 2 in the series. I don't know how I don't own this book. I thought I owned all of them, and now I'm like, did I misplace one of them? I don't remember if I ever hauled it, and I'm very sad at myself because the like discreet covers are pretty, but I'm gonna have one that doesn't match all the rest, or do I have to wait until she brings it back? And I don't know when she's gonna do that. So this one I think is a second chance romance, which has become one of my favorite tropes, so very excited for this. This says he knows every square inch of her body, but she has no idea who he is until now. So they had online chats that they used to do, and then she figures out who he is. He moves to the tiny town, and he has a grumpy facade. So now I have to download this on Kindle because I thought I had the paperback I could read, but I will go ahead and download that to Kindle Unlimited. But I'm very excited for this one. I love Elsie Silver, so I think I'm gonna love this. And then the third one I was very wary of because she recommended King of the Court by R.S. Gray. If you've been following me for at least a few years, you know I used to love R.S. Gray. I used to be obsessed with her. Scoring Wilder, the different like Olympic books she wrote were amazing. There was a soccer one that I really loved, and Scoring Wilder is also soccer, and I just really love her books. But then they became really redundant. They became more on the rom-com side, and I am not a fan of what she does with her covers, how they are literally all the same. So I stopped reading R.S. Gray. I used to be the biggest fan of hers, and now I have not picked a book up by her in years. But Sam said trust her, and I actually have started this. So I work out, run in the morning, and I usually read an ebook if I'm running on the treadmill, or an audiobook when I'm running outside. Well, we just got hit by a huge snowstorm, and it's been cold and snowy everywhere, so I've been running on the treadmill, and I'm 25% into this book, and I'm not hating it. So it's not a rom-com, and I think that's why I'm really loving it so far. He's an NBA player, and he just feels like he's never really liked people. He's not really been into any women lately, and he is now on the Olympic team, and they're practicing in a small town, I think in Texas, and she works at a really small town in a diner. She lives in a trailer. She's taking care of her grandmother who raised her, who has dementia, and she has to put her in a facility that's like a really high care facility and not just some like home that's less expensive. So she is putting most of her money towards her grandmother's care, and so she didn't get to finish college. She didn't get to like pursue any of her dreams, and the hero meets her, and he's instantly like really infatuated with her, and there's like undeniable chemistry between them, and it's really cute so far. She does also clean houses on the side and had to clean the house of one of the wives of the basketball players staying in town, and now she's becoming friends with the wife, and I feel like she's going to be slowly like more so into his life too, the hero Ben. So I'm really enjoying it actually. So I really like how they are being around each other, and the hero just like wants to be around her and get to know her, and she's like, I don't want to get to know you, and it's good so far. So I have high hopes for this one. I'm already 25% in. I don't have too much left of it, and I'm enjoying it. Will it be a 5-star read? I don't know, but Sam could take the lead possibly in this video. We will see. I have really high expectations for these books, so I don't know what this video is gonna have in store for me, but I'm very excited to get started. So that's the intro to this vlog. I'm gonna go get reading, and I will chat with you guys later. Tell me how I am obsessed with this book. I am 60% in. I did just do reading sprints with my members and my patrons, and then I walked my dogs, but while I was doing those reading sprints, I was like, what am I reading? What am I reading? Like, this is not an R.S. Gray book. The cover, this book. So I don't know if I've told you anything about it, but he is a famous basketball player, and he's training for the Olympics, and they're training in a town really close by to her really small town. I don't want to spoil too much, but she is someone who, her life was altered, and so now she has to take care of her grandmother who raised her, and her grandmother has dementia, and so she's basically living paycheck to paycheck to support her grandmother, to live in a facility that can take care of her, and she works at a diner and a cleaning service. And so the team comes into the diner, and Ben notices her and really likes her, and Ben is like the hotshot player. He is like super successful, super famous. Well, we just got a time jump. And if you know anything about me, I love a good time jump in a romance. I love when it takes years for them to be together. The angst in this book, oh, I'm dead. I am so dead. And I really don't want to spoil anything, but we got to a scene where they're reunited, obviously, because they're going to be together. And he offers her press box seats, and she's like, no, 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 give them to someone else. His response, there is no one else. The way this man is obsessed with the heroine kills me. Kills me. I did doubt Sam. I doubted Sam with this book. I was like, it's R.S. Gray. The cover screams like Megan Quinn rom-com. I haven't loved any of her books. I should know though that my favorite R.S. Gray books are her sports romances, and I should have trusted. I should have trusted the fact that this is a sports romance. Should have trusted Sam. I didn't. I honestly was like, I'm gonna hate this book, like whatever. I'm obsessed. All I want to do is get back to reading. I had to walk my dogs and I was like, but I want to still read. I did start an audiobook though that I really like too. It's actually by Nikki Ash. So I was talking to my members and patrons during our reading sprints. Somehow they brought her up, and so Monica said, oh, she's on Hoopla. So I went to Hoopla and I'm reading Through His Eyes by Nikki Ash, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So I've been feeling really slumpy lately because I just finished my Historical Hellions pick, which is Midnight Rider by Kat Martin, and it was like a 3-star read, and I wasn't loving it the entire time I was reading it, but I had to read it for our live show, so I kind of like forced myself through that one. I was reading A Broken Blade, which is a fantasy romance that I'm DNFing at 200 pages because I'm really bored. So it's been really hard for me to really feel connected to a book. So the fact that I started an audiobook that I really like, and an ebook that I cannot stop thinking about. Like, the beginning was fine. I was like, okay, so this is like decent, it's good. When we got to these bombs dropping in this 2-year time jump, I immediately was like, I'm obsessed, I need to read more. Oh my god, it's so good. It is so good. I'm so excited to read more. I am going to hopefully finish it tonight and then start House of Sky and Breath tomorrow. I have no plans tomorrow. I'm literally just going to sit and read. I did end up going to Walmart today and I got these really cute pink joggers that I love, and they were only $15. Today is my dad's birthday, so we went to First Watch for breakfast, and it's right next to a Walmart. So my sister and I went to Walmart, got some Christmas stuff on clearance, and I am obsessed with these pants. That's why I'm wearing a sweater today and not a sweatshirt, because I went out to breakfast with him. So happy birthday, Dad, even though it's gonna be a few weeks, a week after your birthday. I also was using my new blanket I got for Christmas during my reading sprints, and I love it. Thank you, Mother, for my Christmas present. It's from Amazon. I can link down below if you're interested. It's super cozy and it's super big. Like, I love it. So yeah, I'm just excited to cuddle in. I do have a live show tonight, so I have my Historical Hellions live show tonight, but then I'm just gonna read. My sister wants to watch a movie, which, okay, we will, but I just want to read this book. It is so good. I'm so excited to read more. The question is, will it continue to be a 5-star read? I think it's gonna be 5 stars, but we'll see. So it's currently 1 o'clock. I have been working on this literally all morning. I cleaned this half of my library and the shelves in my bedroom, which I just have one small like 6-cube shelf there. But everything is dusted. I took off every single book off of this bookshelf, square by square, and cleaned it. And now all of this is clear. I used to have like 4 boxes of things here, 2 stacks of books. So this is all clear here, which makes me so happy. But it literally took me 3 hours. I finished an audiobook and read an entire other audiobook while I was doing this. So this makes me happy. This is my haul pile, so like that stays messy until I film a book haul, so I'm not mad about that. But I have not touched this side of my library yet. And I'm like, I just want to get it done today, but also I don't. It's only 2 shelves and then my YA, so it won't take that long compared to the 4 shelves I did behind me, but I want to read right now. And I was going to read Sarah J. Maas all day today, and I ended up doing this instead because I only end up dusting on breaks from work. So this will be maybe tonight or tomorrow. But now, ignore my iPad. It is time to jump in to Miss Sarah J. Maas. Hi, so I just showed you my library, literally that was like 10 minutes ago. I am taking a bunch to my parents' house because my mom actually volunteers with Friends with the Library, so I am going to be donating all of the books that I've been sent by publishers or authors that I am no longer interested in reading, especially a lot of them I was sent like 8 years ago. I have been blogging since 2011, so I have so many books that are on my shelves that are like 8, 9, 10 years old, and while I liked a lot of them, I'm not going to be rereading them, and I decided it's finally time to just get rid of them. If I bought the books myself, then I am selling them back to Half Price Books. So I have 3 bags upstairs of books sent to Half Price Books. I have a giant crate full of books to bring over to my parents' house for my mom to bring when she goes to Sorts Books. I think next week, she said. So she's like, just drop them at my house and I will take them to the library. And I still have a couple I have to bring back. I have to bring downstairs, but that feels so good. However, you guys, I have finished King of the Court last night. I stayed up until like 11:30 reading, which I never do. I am very much a morning person, not a night person. I literally stayed up after my live show for Historical Hellions and finished this book, and it might be in my top 15 of the year. I'm doing a top 15 video. I have not listed out any of the books yet. I'm filming that tomorrow on the 30th. This book. Oh my gosh. So this literally had every trope I love, which I can't tell you because some of them are spoilers. However, the time jump killed me, like literally killed me, and I love it. So I am so obsessed with this book, and I'm so thrown off because I never would have picked it up unless Sam had picked it for this video. Literally never would have picked it up. The ending I feel like was just a tiny bit rushed, but it made sense because Ben literally was like, you are the world to me, and you were literally the only woman that's ever been it for me. Like, literally. I love a hero who is single-minded, and like, I don't care what life throws our way, you're mine. And I'm like, yes, she is. Obsessed. I was so obsessed with this, and I really loved how realistic the whole celebrity aspect was, because he talked a lot about his heavy security and what would happen to her if like people figured out she was dating him, and how she would need security and like a driver, and she doesn't like taking handouts from people, which is kind of annoying to me when he like offers to help pay for stuff and she's like, no, absolutely not, and she's so stubborn about it. And I'm like, if someone wealthy fell in love with me and wanted to pay for my stuff, I'd say yes please, let's go ahead and spend your money. But whatever. It was just really good though. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I'm obsessed with a romance where they fall so deeply for each other, but then life doesn't let them be together, and they're pulled apart, and it takes years for them to get together, and like there's so many things that are happening. So angsty. 5 stars. A new favorite of mine. Thank you, Sam. But I did sit down because I'm going to start House of Earth and Blood. It is 1:13. My sister just took the dogs to my parents' house because both my parents are working today. And so sometimes if like we're free, we'll go over and like let their dogs run around so my dad doesn't have to come home during his lunch break. So my sister decided to go by herself because I've been literally cleaning for 3 hours straight and I'm a little exhausted and I just need to sit down. So she was finishing up our puzzle we have in the kitchen, but I'm just gonna read today. So let's start reading for at least 2 hours. I'm just gonna sit here and read for 2 hours and we'll see how it goes. Hello, the dishwasher just turned on. I just woke up Lily. I have Miss Darcy here. I have my giant book here that is not comfortable to read at all with a dog in your lap. I do not recommend, but I am over 250 pages in and my goal is to get to 400 tonight, which is halfway. I think I can do it. It's like 9:15 right now. 9:20. I cannot read 150 pages more tonight. Soft goal is to read 50 more pages. Ambitious goal is to read 150 more pages, but I feel like this one is moving so much faster. I'm not going to do any spoilers for this book, but I feel like it's definitely moving faster than book 1 because there's not as much world building you need. We have a lot more secrets revealed in the very beginning versus what we got with Crescent City 1. The romance is frustrating me a little bit, but we are getting a little bit of development there, and I'm like, we've already got a whole 800-page book, and now you're making us wait even more for a dumb reason. So hopefully the romance picks up, but I'm loving seeing so many other characters. We get a lot more points of view from different side characters, and I really like all the side characters a lot. I don't want to say who specifically, but I do know people know Rune is in here a lot. I haven't like seen swoony Rune yet. I don't know why people love him so much, so I'm very intrigued. I mean, I like him, but like he was on Tori's Book Boyfriends of the Year list. So like, what's so special about Rune? I don't know yet, but I really like the investigating they're doing and all the secrets that are coming out and jumping from person to person. It feels like it's moving a lot more quickly than book 1 was. So I'm gonna keep on trucking along and hopefully get halfway through today so I can finish tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I never finish in the timeline I want to, but we will see. Yeah, I feel like there's not much more to say without spoiling anything, so I'm gonna stop there. Hello everybody. I am now 462 pages into this book and it is a Friday night. I read until like 3:05 yesterday. Not bad. Not too far off from my goal. And I was like, I'm gonna have so much time to read today. I did not. I had to go to a tea with my mom and my sister. We took my mom to a tea house as part of her Christmas gift. So that was at 11:45 and I was like, I can read all morning. I got up, worked out, walked the dogs, and then had like 20 minutes and then I had to go to Half Price Books when they opened and sell back my books, and I took 45 minutes to go through my books because there were like 5 or 6 people ahead of me and I got there 10 minutes after they opened, so I was stuck in there for 45 minutes. I did not want to be there for 45 minutes. I pretty much looked at everything I wanted to look at within 20 minutes and just like wandered around for another 25 minutes and finally got my receipt back because I sold back books that I had bought from my collection that I just didn't want anymore. And so then I finally got home and they were like 20 minutes until we had to go meet my mom for tea. And then we got home and then I was like, you know what, I need to film my favorites video of the year. So I sat down and did that. I filmed another video and then I filmed a bunch of TikToks and Reels. And before I know it, it's 4 o'clock. And then I sit down and read a little bit, and then I had to make dinner, and then I did the dishes, and I had to finish up some laundry. And so then I could not sit down and read until like 6, and then I had sprints with my members at, well, because then I also edited my favorites video as well. So that's what happened during all that time too. So then I was like, then I had sprints at 7. So the only reading I really got done today was during my reading sprints with my members and my patrons tonight. So we were sprinting for, well, we were on for 2 hours, and we did a 30-minute sprint and a 40-minute sprint. So we were on for a little over 2 hours just chatting. So I love my reading sprints. I got so much reading done, but now I want to read more. So goal for today, super stretch goal, it's not gonna happen because it's already 9:30. I would love to get 150 pages more read tonight. Not gonna happen, but ideally I would get like 70 done. Get about halfway there from what I would love to be at. I'd love to only have 200 pages to read tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to my parents' house, but dog sitting while they go up to Cleveland to see my brother. So I have the whole day to read, and I'm not going to let myself edit at all tomorrow because I've just been filming and editing like crazy these past 2 weeks. No editing. I'm going to bring my iPad to play with a little bit, but I'll listen to my audiobook on it. I want to try digital book journaling like someone I saw on Instagram. I'm going to read tonight and probably stay up till maybe 10:30. I'll stay for another hour, which means I'm not going to get 150 pages read in an hour, but you know, a girl can dream. I'll read. I didn't even tell you if I liked it. I am enjoying it. And it's still just like moving along. It's the same pace throughout the whole book so far. We have a lot of intrigue and questions and more questions, and then we do have answers, then we have more questions. Definitely a lot more questions about Danica. What the heck was happening with her still continues on in this book. So lots of tension between Bryce and Hunt. So many things coming between them before they can like finally get together. So it's good, and I really like all the side characters. I love Rune, and I love the mermaid man. I don't remember his name. The princes definitely are intriguing to me, the princes of hell, and like all these other beings we're meeting are really cool. They keep on putting themselves in really dumb situations where they almost get killed, but they're figuring out things along the way. So very interesting so far. I'm gonna read some more. Hi guys, I'm at my parents' house today. They are off to Cleveland to hang out with my brother and his family and our tiny baby my nephew, their grandchild. He was born in August, so he's about 4 months old, but I've been at my parents' house. It's now noon. I have 150 pages left. I'm a little bored, and I remember feeling this way for the first book where around this part things got really crazy, but I was like, oh, maybe like at this event things are gonna go crazy. No. Nothing's happening. We get like little pockets of action in this book, but still I'm like, are we gonna get some big battle scene like we did in book 1? Like I only have that much left. And like I said though, last 150 pages made me absolutely love the book and forget about the slowness of the other 650 pages. So I'm hoping that's the case with this one. I still really like all the characters. It's really hard though because there are so many characters with so many names, and some characters have multiple names where they like go by something, and I'm like, wait, and they're like, some characters reference them by different names. Even like Hunt has like 3 names, and I'm just like, it's already hard to keep track of all these characters, let alone their 3 names they all have. So I feel like I need like a character chart to read this book. But I'm gonna have some lunch, then I'm gonna read the last 150 pages and hopefully finish this book soon, because I gotta finish so that I can start a new book. But yeah, I don't know if it'll be 5 stars. I don't know, we'll see how the end is. So I have literally 60 pages left and we still don't have a big battle. They're like still gearing up for this big event and I only have 60 pages left. This better be a good 60 pages or else I am gonna be disappointed in this book. I finished. And it was good. I feel like I would have loved it more if I didn't know the ending. I knew like what was happening. Oops, sorry, Lily's right here. I knew what was happening. And I feel like my mind would have been blown if I wasn't spoiled. My sister spoiled it for me accidentally, and like a lot of people hinted at the end. So people need to stop being so obvious about their hints, because I feel like I kind of knew and then my sister told me and I was like, oh, because she forgot I hadn't read it yet when I was telling her about what people were saying about it. So I don't know, like I'm not blown away. Like lots of secrets were revealed, but there was no like epic battle. There was no like, I mean there was like a battle, but like nothing compared to book 1. The romance was fine, but there was a lot of just like sleeping together at this point, and definitely spicier than book 1. I cared a lot more about Rune's romance than anything else. And yeah, I don't know, 4 stars? I don't think this is a 5-star read for me. And it could be because the ending was spoiled for me. It was very long and it was just like a lot of different things being uncovered and like more of like a mystery and uncovering secrets. And that's really all I want to say. I don't want to spoil this book. So I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I'm shocked because I thought I was gonna love it. I thought the ending would be as like mind-blowing as the ending of book 1. Like book 1 I was sobbing like 100 pages straight. I could not speak. I was so into the book and everything that was happening and all the characters. And in this one, I didn't love the characters as much as the previous one. I mean, I loved how we got to know all of them, but again, there were so many characters and it was so hard to keep track of them. At this ball that happened, I thought like so much more was gonna happen, and we just had so much build up to the last like 40 pages. And I feel like you can't have 760 pages build up to only 40 pages. So I wanted a little more, but I don't know if that one shock is enough to make people give this 5 stars. Like, this isn't a favorite read of the year for me. I enjoyed the book. I love being with the characters again, but there was nothing that I was like, oh my god, I have to read, I have to read, I have to read. Like, the stuff came out was interesting and like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? But like, and I enjoyed reading it, but like it wasn't like blow me away amazing. Like, especially considering I just read The Serpent and the Wings of Night this month, I liked that better than this. And that was much more fast paced, much more action packed, and like half the length of this. So I'm gonna give this 4 stars. When I was recording myself reading the end, I thought I was gonna be like, shocked, but I feel like the one shocking thing was spoiled for me already. Goes to show I should not wait to read a super anticipated book because it was spoiled for me. But now that puts Sam at 9 points. So I do have 1 book left. I have started it. So when I run on the treadmill, I read my ebook, and I decided to go ahead and start this one. So it's the Elsie Silver book, and I'm 30% in, and I really, really like it. So it is kind of second chance. They met in an online chat, and it's because she posted a picture of herself, and he's a very grumpy, damaged hero. He was in the military. He really pushes people away. His dad was a jockey and died being a jockey, so he like doesn't like horses and being around them, but he works for the farm. And his brother, I think, is the one from book 1, so I'd love to go back and read book 1. But the heroine, I believe, is the sister of everybody in the Flawless series. So she is a jockey, and someone ends up cutting her off, I think during a practice, and she ends up really hurting her leg, so she has to recover for a couple months. And what? I'm talking to my camera. Mwah. Miss Lily doesn't want me to talk. Okay. back to this book. She has to recover, and like her apartment has a lot of stairs though, so he has a first floor, I think, bedroom and like bathroom. So his brother's fiance or wife, I don't know, from book 1 says she can stay with him, so now they have to live together and it's forced proximity. They're kind of talking to each other and like kind of dancing around the fact that they like had a thing, but it ended really badly. I think he like broke it off and she was super embarrassed and they haven't talked since. So he's still very grumpy. I really love their dynamic, and at the beginning of every chapter we get a little flashback of their time chatting together, so we get to see their deep connection they had and their friendship they had, because they talked for a year before like it elevated to something that like broke them apart. So I like it so far. I'm honestly surprised this was a 4-star read and not a 5-star read, because I thought Sam was going to be my first one to get a 15 out of 15. I honestly thought she would just knock it out of the park with these picks. But this one, and I will acknowledge, I think part of it is because I was spoiled and not shocked by that end. And it just like did not hit as much for me as book 1. So yeah, I am now, it's 2:40, so I wanted to finish at 2:30, so now I've got a little bit of time before my sister wakes up and I have to run errands, so maybe I'll read a little bit, hang out with my pups. Hello, this is going to be a super quick update because it is about 8:30 on Sunday night. I do go back to work tomorrow. I am in a little bit of a denial that I have to go back to work tomorrow, so I want to make sure I get enough sleep. I did get a little less than 7 hours of sleep last night because it was New Year's Eve, and then I got up at like 7:30 because I wanted to go for a run. So I am a little tired today. I want to make sure I get enough sleep tonight, but I am about 60% into the Elsie Silver book, and it's really good so far still. He's very grumpy and closed off, and he's slowly opening up to her, and Elsie Silver has like a lot of tension in her books where the characters obviously are super into each other, especially like physically, and yet they still like always like try to resist each other. So like you don't get really any payoff until like over 50% into the book when they finally let themselves even like kiss each other. I've noticed that in this one. The banter's not as good as her other series. Like she's gotten really good at her characters and the banter and just like the lovable factor of them. This one doesn't really have that as much as Flawless and Heartless do, but I'm still really enjoying it. I really like learning more secrets about the hero. Something was just revealed that made me really like him even more and really feel for his character and understand him, and I'm enjoying it. And I really like the heroine, how she gets that he's stubborn and she pushes right back. So far I'm really liking it. She's finally healed, so she's gonna be racing again, and I'm interested to see where things go for the last 40%. So I'm gonna snuggle up, take off my makeup, set out everything I need for tomorrow, like my outfit and everything, and then read. Hey guys, it is actually Monday today, and I finished my book today. So I finished a photo finish. I am giving it 5 stars. I was going back and forth on my rating because I really liked it, but I kept on comparing it to Flawless and Heartless, and it like wasn't as good as those. But I'm like, if this were any other author, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so good, 5 stars. But I'm like, oh, but it's not giving me the same feelings as like her other 2, and I should not compare her to herself. I really enjoy this one. The hero had a lot of emotional baggage from being in the military and then also losing his father to horse racing, so he ended up being horrified anytime he had to watch the heroine race a horse or be on a horse, and so they really had to work through that together. And I really liked his emotional journey in that sense, and how she was not going to let him walk all over her but also not let him walk away. So I really enjoyed that aspect of this book. I really liked our heroine and how she was getting back on the horse and like jockeying, and I really liked it. And I liked their relationship with the couple from book 1, even though I haven't read it yet. I really like them in the book as well, and I want to go back and reread Heartless and Flawless to see her and him as a couple, because I'm pretty sure she is Rhett and Cade's sister, and I remember seeing her with like a bunch of kids married in their books. So it was so cute. I'm giving it 5 stars, so that means that Sam has 14 points, which puts her in the lead. We have our leaderboard here. We have Sam at number 1, McKay at number 2, and Tori at number 3. This vlog went the way I thought it would. I thought I would, well, kind of. So I thought I would love the Sarah J Maas and the Elsie Silver the best, and I was very hesitant and wary about RS Grace. So that was very much a pleasant surprise, and I didn't love Sarah J Maas as much as I thought I would, but I loved Elsie Silver like what I thought I would. So hello, she was just like barking at the neighbor's dog, so she's a little hyped up right now. But I am so happy that I did this vlog. Thank you so much to Sam for giving me these 3 books to read, especially one of my favorite books of the year. Like, I recently filmed my favorite books of the year video, and it was on there. King of the Court was. I'm so excited that I loved it, so yes. Thank you so much for watching. I do have my next person already picked out and the 3 books picked out, so I'm very excited to see how that goes. But so far we have my 3 friends, and this is their categories, and they've all done pretty well. Like, the fact that they all have over 10 points, over 12 points, that's really, really good. That means that every book is averaging at least a 4-star read on average. So my friends have really good reading taste. That's all I have to say. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you're enjoying this series, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.